Hey, so we are still doing the pink campaign breakdown, and we are talking about mapping out your promotion. Now, I want to get a disclaimer out here. So right now we're going to talk about blue. Well, inside of blue, you know what? I have the roadmap that's kind of a generalized picture of blue, but guess what, you guys? There are variations inside of this, but this is the simplest way to look at the pink campaign because the whole concept behind it is that we build and we grow by creating pinks in our business, because pink, even though it is challenging, pink is still very attainable. Most women can sponsor 5 women in a month, and they can get those women moving, and they can get that $2,000 in team sales if they're motivated. And so pink is very attainable, and so it is a bite-sized goal that a lot of women can hit. And by breaking down all of our promotions by how many pinks we need, that is genius, because it is taking all the complexity and mysteriousness of these promotions and making them very attainable. So let's look at the roadmap for blue. Now again, there could be some variation to this, but for the most part, this is what you should be aiming for. Here's another one of my really pretty pictures. So blue. The requirements for blue is that you need to have 2 qualified presenters. Again, a qualified presenter is a presenter that has sold $125 that month or more. You need to personally have at least 250 PRS, and then overall you need $4,000 in company wholesales. Now here's a reminder that company wholesales are 75% of retail, because the 25% that's taken out is what they pay out in compensation. So, yes, $4,000 in company wholesales. So the way that we get there, how do we get to blue? We get to blue when we create 2 pinks. And how do we get to pink? Well, check out the roadmap for pink. It's pretty straightforward. But basically what we're doing when we are running for blue, we are looking for 2 women on our team who are wanting to really run with the company. And we are going to support them in getting those 5 women sponsored. And then inside of those 5 women, they are looking for their 2 strongest. And then they're going to teach those women, these 5, they're going to take their strongest, they're going to teach their strongest to replicate what they just did. So basically at blue, you are teaching your pinks to do what you just did. You're going to help them get pink by sponsoring 5 women, finding their 2 strongest, and teaching those 2 strongest to get 5 women. Now remember, what happens if you sponsored 5 women and you didn't have 2 really strong ones? You keep sponsoring. That's it. And so some people it may be 5 and you might have 2 rock stars. Some people it might take 10 to get 2 rock stars. Some people might have 3 people and have 3 rock stars. So that's what I mean by a little bit of variation. But inside of this is a generalized, I guess, rule of thumb that when you get 5 women, you should have 2 women that are at least 2 women who are really wanting to work their business. And so again, duplication is all about education. And when we teach our teams to do exactly what we just did, when you are hitting blue, it's because you just hit pink. And when you hit pink, that means that you already mastered this technique. So all you're doing to get to blue is you're teaching your 2 strongest women how to do what you just did by sponsoring 5 women, by choosing their 2 strongest, and then teaching those 2 strongest to get their 5, and repeat and repeat and repeat. Well, you won't be a blue for very long. And so this is the roadmap to blue. It's getting 2 strong pinks on your team. And I want to plug in here again that when we are talking about these promotions, yes, it's awesome to run and to hit blue by having like 20 parties and you did $3,000 of the PRS yourself, or the company wholesales yourself. That's great, but you know what? It's not duplicatable, because the truth is that some months we can just jam out and get 20 parties and have $3,000 or $6,000 in sales. We can do that. Any motivated person can do that. But guess what? You probably won't be able to do that every single month. And so how you go blue and stay blue is by not only sponsoring, but it's continuing to sponsor. And that means that you grow these 2 pinks and raise them up. Well, next month you are still sponsoring. So as a blue, you're not leaning on the same 2 people all the time, but you're continuing to get new people and then turning them pink and helping them get pink and helping them get pink and then to blue. And so that's how it happens. That's the duplication. And so next we're going to talk about green.